Few people have better insight into what's actually happening on the ground in Afghanistan now than Kabul's mayor, Dawood Sultanzai. He's a former U.S. citizen who took over as mayor last year before the Taliban regained power. Sultanzai decided to return to his native Afghanistan after the attacks of 9/11 to help rebuild the government. When foreign allies left and as high-ranking politicians fled, he stayed. I spoke to the mayor earlier from Kabul. Mayor Sultanzai, for the people of Kabul and Afghanistan in general, what has the departure of American troops done to day-to-day life?
This is an uncharted territory, including a nation that has been at war and this was other people's war. This was war on terror that no Afghan was involved in when 9/11 happened. But the battles were fought in the mountains and in the villages of Afghanistan. But the people are asking, why all these years, 20 years of fighting, 20 years of casualties, and all of a sudden we were where we were 20 years ago.
Do Kabul citizens lay blame, and if so, on whom?
Well, this is not a time to blame. We all should make our decisions based on wisdom, because Afghanistan is a very strategic country, and its strategic interest is more important to those who have global interest. Therefore, we should not make any decisions based on revenge, haste, prejudice, or getting even.
Do everyday Afghans feel as diplomatic as you just were?
No, Afghans don't feel diplomatic because we have millions of people who are at the verge of famine and hunger. Millions of people are at poverty line, and they do not have the luxury to be diplomatic. And I am also one of them. I'm not being diplomatic. I'm saying this from Kabul, where the Taliban are sitting, and I'm also saying this to everybody, not just Americans or Europeans. I'm telling this to Taliban also, that we all should make decisions with sober minds and with wisdom. This is a nation. This is not a toy. These are people. These are not anybody's subjects. These are not slaves to any regime or to any group. So therefore, I'm not diplomatic. I'm being very, very straightforward.
Do you see a world where Afghanistan can exist and keep ISIS-K and other terrorist organizations out?
I think engagement with Afghanistan will not create the void in which those kinds of elements will foster. Engagement alone will guarantee those things, and lack of engagement will create the void that had been created 20 years ago when the United States and allies decided to come to Afghanistan.
Are Afghans mad at America?
Afghans are not mad at anybody. Afghans don't have the luxury to be mad. Afghans are struggling with many unknowns right now. We don't know where we are headed. We don't know what is coming up. We don't know what is going to happen to the economy, to daily affairs of people, to the liberties, to education of girls and women. Many unknowns and many anxieties that are very legitimate.
Mayor Sultanzai in our conversation earlier.